And we're live. Welcome to the Hangout, everyone. I'm probably going to be looking back and forth at the chat rooms over here and looking at you guys over here. But welcome to the Victory Tribe. We are so excited to have you hanging out with us. We're actually here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time to come and bring you really just some value to help you build your business, share with you some resources, opportunities, anything that you need to actually help you move forward with building your business on the internet. What you're going to be experiencing tonight is really some success stories, right? Usually we give some training and stuff, but tonight is going to be a little bit different. Tonight we want to bring out some success stories of some people who have created amazing transformations in their life, who have just completely transformed the way they do business because of the decisions that they made. Okay, so if you know, the title of today's show is The Awe-Inspiring Power of a Decision. And the decisions are so powerful. You know, when you make decisions, things can actually change for you like that, instantly. Instantly. Decision making is actually going to help you either move forward or get stuck, right? Either move forward or get stuck. So making decisions, if you're stuck right now, right, the only thing that's standing in the way between the success or the failures that you're having right now and the success that you want to have is just decisions, right? My favorite quote, and I don't even know if I made this up myself because I say it all the time, but my favorite quote is, success is a decision away. Success is a decision away. And I really deep down inside believe that success is a decision away. And why do I believe that? Because, you know, I've had a lot of struggles up and down in my business as well throughout the years. I've been an internet network marketer for almost 8 years now. And, you know, there was a lot of bad decisions I made. There was a lot of good decisions I made. But when you know deep down in your heart that you need to be making the right decisions to actually move forward and create change in your life, your business will absolutely never be the same. Your life will never be the same. And how do I know that? Because I'm proof. How do we know that? With members of the Victory Tribe that we're going to bring out tonight, because the proof is in the pudding with decision making, okay? So I'm going to share a little bit. For those that are new to hanging out with us tonight, maybe you're here for the very first time and you're like, who the hell is this chick? Let me just take you know, a minute or two to introduce myself, just so that you know who I am, and then I'm going to introduce another leader on our Victory Tribe team. So again, my name is Lisa Torres. You probably got here because maybe you were invited by someone on the Victory Tribe. Or maybe you got an email from me with an invitation to come and hang out with us tonight, you know, at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And so congratulations for clicking that link inside of my email or wherever you found this page. Congratulations, because if you stick around and if you listen to the stories that we're going to share with you tonight and implement and actually do what we tell you to do, remember, decision making, that's it. Your life can change. And again, I'll say it again, I know that it can because I speak from experience. So really quickly, you know, I've been online for the past 8 years now, struggled, you know, up and down for many years. My income was basically fluctuating up and down. But when I got laid off from my job in 2007, I made a decision that I would never work for someone again. And that I would, because I was very non-techy, but I said, I'm going to figure out this tech stuff online. I'm going to figure out, you know, blogging, and at that time it was YouTube and MySpace was the two big hot hangout spots online where marketers were hanging out. You guys laugh, but that's where I come from. I come from, you know, of course YouTube is still around, and MySpace is definitely not what it used to be. But that was our hangout spot. And between those two websites and leveraging the power of the internet and leveraging the power of, that was our social media back then, leveraging the power of blogging, and just getting myself out there on the internet as opposed to doing three-way calls and home parties and harassing my friends and family and making a list of 100 people and doing hotel meetings, and the list goes on with the type of things that, or the type of quote-unquote income-producing activities that your company is giving you, which is really outdated. Now, again, I'm not saying that those things don't work, but why do all of that grunt work when you could use systems and tools and leverage the internet to duplicate yourself, right? So that your team can create duplication by duplicating themselves. Why would you want to do that when all the tools are available for you on the internet to create the kind of freedom and the lifestyle that you and your family deserve? Okay? So if you are struggling, if you're here, you're like, man, you know, I haven't been making any sales, I haven't been generating leads, I don't even know how to generate leads, you know, I am just struggling, I'm going online spamming everybody and their grandmother on the internet. Well, congratulations, because tonight we're going to share with you some success stories that when you apply what we're going to be teaching you tonight, which is basically leveraging systems and tools, how it can actually, and making a decision to do that, because remember, the topic of tonight is decision making. When you make a decision to utilize the tools that's available to you, the same tools that are available to us that create a change in our lives, you have them available to you too. It's just a decision whether you're going to use them or not. It's a decision whether you're going to use them to create change in your life. Okay? So I'm going to say that quote again. Success is a decision away. If you're not willing and open to make decisions, how can you have change in your life? You can't. Okay? So with that being said, you know, make it really short, and then I'm going to bring out one of my partners in crime and a leader on the Victory Tribe. Really quickly, 2 years ago, I found myself, and you guys have probably heard this story a million times, but I like to share it because that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. It's my story. It's what got me here. I don't have any other story, so I can't share any other stories because this is my story, and it's a powerful one. 2 years ago, I was struggling, right? I was 3 months backed up in rent. I had $150 to my name. I had $27 in the bank account. We were living in a tight 2-bedroom apartment in the Bronx, and my dream was to get out of that situation, move my family out of that tight 2-bedroom apartment and into a 5-bedroom. I always had a vision of, I used to visualize us living in a 5-bedroom, 3-bath house here in Atlanta, Georgia. And guess what? Within 10 months, I was able to do that. I was able to take my family out of that tight 2-bedroom apartment and into, right now, of course, you can't see the house, but you know, right now I'm living in a 5-bedroom, 3-bath. I think this house is like 3,500 square feet. It's perfect for the 3 of us, and it was my dream. I wanted a pool in the community. I wanted tennis courts in the community. I had the vision, and I made it happen. And I utilized the systems and the tools that we have, that you have available right now, the same exact tools that you have available, that you can create your lifestyle freedom to. And now I'm able to travel every 3 months to hang out with amazing people like you're going to meet tonight. Okay? So is it possible for you to create change? Yes. Are the tools available for you to leverage off of? Yes. The question is, it's not, does it work? Or is it going to work for me? That's not the question, because the proof is here. The proof is here tonight, right? The question you should be asking yourself is, am I willing to work it? Not, does it work, but am I willing to work it? Because if you're not willing to work it, if you're not willing to plug into what we share with you, if you're not willing to plug into the systems and the tools and the training that we're going to be sharing with you tonight, if you're not willing to do that, then guess what? That decision of not moving forward will keep you exactly where you are right now. And if it's broke and struggling, that's exactly where you're going to continue to be. And we're here to lift you up as the Victory Tribe, to take you from where you are right now to where you want to be, and to lift you up and to pull you up and to take you along this journey with us, because guess what? We're moving forward with or without you. This train is leaving the station any minute now. The question is, are you getting on that train or not? Because we're moving forward. We're a tribe of dedicated entrepreneurs who will claw and fight through all adversity to create change not only for ourselves but for our family and for our team and tribe members that will be joining us on this journey. The question at the end of this hangout tonight is, will you be one of them? Will you be one of them? And remember, it's a decision away whether you will be or you won't. So with that being said, I am going to hand over the mic to a person that I've been friends online. We met online. I believe it was Facebook or somewhere we met online. I don't even remember at this point because it's been like 4 years or something like that. But, you know, this is a person who I admire, who has created amazing results inside of his business, who's bringing a ton of value to the Victory Tribe, and who has a lot of information and an amazing story to share with you. So sit back, grab some water. I know I have my water right here. Grab water, some wine, some popcorn, whatever you got to do, and get ready to take some notes from our guest tonight, because it's going to be an exciting one. So with that being said, everybody, please welcome John Blaze Chapman.
Well, first of all, let me say I am very, very happy, very pleased to be able to be here and to share with you, Cash, maybe share a message of hope and maybe give you a little bit of insight into how you can create more with less, create more time, create more freedom, create more life. And quite frankly, at the end of the day, that's really what we are speaking about here. You know, the online business, the direct sales business, online marketing, all those are just vehicles when you really boil down to it. And those vehicles have a couple of different functions. One of them is to provide income to the point where we don't have to go and get a job. And there's nothing wrong with a job because quite frankly, you need to work. But at the same time, if you could create that lifestyle, your perfect lifestyle on your own terms, why wouldn't you? And when it really comes down to it, success truly is about making a decision. Now, I'm going to get. We are going to come back to me. So in the meanwhile, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and introduce my very good friend, Steve Barnes, a former naval fighter pilot. Okay, naval fighter pilot who and I'm going to let you I'm going to let Steve go ahead and tell the majority of his story, but what I want you to pay attention to is that there came a time within Steve's life where he heard some news and he could have gone a couple of different ways with it. He could have said, "Hey, you know what? Crap," and he could have crawled up into a ball and sucked on his thumb and withered away. Or he could have pulled up his big boy pants and he said, "You know what? I'm not going to let this beat me. Not only am I not going to let this beat me, I'm going to take it upon myself to go out and build my own home. I'm going to take it upon myself to go out and create my own freedom-based lifestyle. I'm going to take it upon myself to craft and to manifest my own destiny." And that's where we are tonight. You have the opportunity to craft your own destiny. You know, like those books that we used to play, that we used to read when we were a kid, the Choose Your Own Adventure books. Myself, on a personal basis, I used to love those books because I had control of where my character was going to end up at the end of the day. And that's very much like life. You know, whether you're at a job right now that just over broke, or maybe you're one of the fortunate ones who has a really comfortable job, but at the same time, you hate the fact that you spend a good majority of your life driving to and from work, where you would rather be pursuing your passions, maybe connecting with your family, maybe spending time with the people that you love, maybe traveling. maybe those are some of the those are some of the goals and the ambitions that you have to fulfill in your life. Well, I'm here to say that whatever those goals are, they are within your reach. Here's why. If someone else has done them, so can you. That is a maxim that I live by. If someone else has done this, so can I. Now, without any further ado, I want you to go ahead and pay close attention to what my very good friend and my honored colleague, Steve Barnes, has got to say. Stevie, how are you, brother?
Thanks, brother. Can you hear me okay?
You know it, my friend.
All right. Thanks, John. I appreciate you guys so much, Lisa and John. This is amazing to be hanging out with you two. I've been long-time fans of both of you guys. You probably quietly know that, but really, it's a big deal for me to be here tonight. So I thank you, John. And with that analogy, I have to tell you, with my story, there's highs and lows. Of course, being a pilot, there's more highs and hopefully less lows. But when you said the word, choose your own story, I want people to realize that realistically in life, okay, you're constantly writing your own book. Okay, you're constantly adding chapters to your own book of life, and that took me 39 years of my life busting my backside to realize that I am the author of my own book. Those chapters are based on decisions that I've made, either good or bad. If the chapters are short, it's because I made a crummy decision. The ones that have a plethora of information behind them, of knowledge, of wealth, of income, of friendship, is because I made good decisions. Being here, you seeing this right now, means you made a good decision. Me being able to have the opportunity to speak to you means I made a good decision. And Lisa and John made a good decision asking me to be here. So here's the deal, guys. Let me rewind the clock just slightly for you so I can bring you a little bit down from where we're at. Look, I'm a super, ultra, super, mega happy guy, right? Everybody knows me as that. I kind of used to be the YouTube funny guy. So I've dialed it back a little bit lately, and I'll tell you the reason why. So I got into the military, right, as some of you might know, back in 1993. I actually joined the Navy. I was a weapons technician initially. And I saw people who had, excelled light years beyond where I was at. And I let that go for a decade. I literally spent 10 years wondering why I wasn't at the top. I was a little bit perplexed because I've always been an outstanding go-getter guy. I've always busted my backside at school. I had fantastic policies, amazing parents growing up, solid morals. You all have great decision-making abilities. You all have the same morals. You have the same skills set that we all do sitting here in these chairs tonight. But it's what you do with the skill set. When you make that decision, it decides what chapter is going to be written for you. So the chapter that happened for me after 10 years of watching other people succeed and me just sit back and moan and cry and whine about why I'm not there, I decided to make a change. I applied for a very auspicious program that allowed me to become a military officer, which involved 3 years of university. And then beyond that, I had to go to pilot training. Just being accepted to be a pilot is one thing. The long story short is that it took me 11 years of university, 4 more years of flight training, dealing with a partially detached retina in my eye because I pulled too many G's in the aircraft, went to helicopter school, got back into the military flying mode of flying helicopters, ended up graduating top of my class 2 years ago. I graduated in December. I got married in December to my lifelong best friend Mireille. She's like, oh, don't take me there. We got married 7 days after we were married in my backyard because we didn't have any money. I wasn't, the famous pilot yet. I just got my wings. Married in my backyard, and 7 days later I was deployed. I was deployed overseas in the Gulf, and I spent 9.5 months there, away from her and away from our daughter. Our daughter at the time was 7 years old, and at that point I had already missed the majority of her life because of all the training I went through. After 9.5 months of coming home, being away, I finally came home. A few weeks after, I went to the dentist, ended up having some palpitations, some massage done on my neck, and they found a lump. Turned out to be a swollen lymph node. That took me to the flight surgeon, which took me to a biopsy, which resulted in the discovery that I had thyroid cancer. So that immediately ceased my career as a pilot. I never flew again. I have, in 2 years, not been back to the base in front of all my peers, in front of the commanding officer, the battalion commander, in front of all the people who I've grown up to love and respect, and who love and respect me as well. I couldn't show myself for the longest time. I felt ashamed. I felt defeated. I felt like I was no longer a man, a good husband, a father. I was a crappy role model. And then I realized I was beating myself. I made a bad decision to beat myself daily. And some of you have been to the place that you may be at already in your life, or you've been there in the past where you thought you were literally at the end, when it was over, you were done, you were going to check out. Those are the times when you become a great man or a great woman. Those are the times you become a great person, a great self person. I made the decision to stop whining and crying and moping, and I made a decision that I was going to continue my life of perfection. I had always strived to be the best of the best, and I would be damned if I was going to let something like cancer take me out of the game. Now, I couldn't fly. My military career was over. I was sitting at home with my neck with an incision from the bottom of my ear to the other side of my neck. I had 40 lymph nodes removed and my entire thyroid, and I was on medicine for the rest of my life. All I had were my fingertips, my mouth, and my imagination. That's how I discovered online. That's how I discovered the entire online world. When you're deployed overseas for years and years and years, you don't even understand that there's such a thing as internet marketing, entrepreneurship. I had no idea. But let me tell you, when I got the taste of it, that was it. As soon as I found out and made that first sale, when you get that first phone cha-ching come through and say, hey, you've actually changed somebody's life, you've helped motivate, inspire other people, and you're getting rewarded for it in a way that can help sustain the lifestyle I created for my family, that was when I knew this is what I have to do. I made the decision that I was going to live a life of excellence, living a life of excellence. And I'm able to do that and then some, way more, far more beyond. My wife, my daughter, and I now live a lifestyle that I'm going to save for another hangout, guys. I will. I won't let you in on the full meal deal because I'm just getting a new project rolling. But let me tell you, it is literally changing us. Lisa talked about having the dream house. When I became a pilot, I knew I was going to be able to have the house. We bought motorcycles. I got a Jag parked in the driveway. My wife has a brand new car. We have a 3,600 square foot home, just like Lisa. We got, I don't even know, 4 bathrooms in this place. There's only 3 of us. That's it. We did it because we had the income at the time, and we knew we were going to live a life of luxury, which is what we deserved. We worked hard for it. Cancer took me out of the game. I was not about to lose everything I had created. I found the online world. I found both of you two, and I found everybody out there that's watching right now, because all of you have the opportunity to jump on this ride with us and experience what it is. Because let me finish by saying this. When you make that decision to get on board, it has more to do with you helping yourself, your family, your friends, and all of the people that you have the ability to help for the rest of your life than sitting back and saying, I didn't make the decision. So I implore you guys, take a deep breath, relax, listen to what John has to say. I agree, take the notes. I got my pen and paper right here. I never miss a minute of this stuff. It's so good. But I want you guys and girls to make a decision. And if tonight's not a night for you, then I'm going to give you one more chance. Next time we hang out, I need you people on board with us, because love and respect, as always, that's where you should be. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it so much.
Hey, thank you, brother. Your story is an inspirational one, to say the least. I mean, here's the bottom line, guys, is that it's more about how we perceive and how we take that which happens to us in our lives than it is about what actually happens to us. You know, there are times in the recent past where I had an income stream to the tune of about $13,000 a month completely dry up in a period of about 5 months through no fault of my own. Through no fault of my own, having a $13,000 a month income stream dry up. Now, there's a couple of different ways that I could have taken that. I could have taken that and been real bitter about it, or I could have done exactly what I did. Understand that that is part of the process, and make sure that I situated myself, that I created a business model that was really going to be dependent upon myself, not only that I could experience the benefits of having leverage, the benefits of having a team, but that my income wasn't going to be 100% solely upon what other people did, because quite frankly, when it really comes down to it, no one is going to work harder for your success. No one is going to work harder for your family. No one is going to work harder for your lifestyle than you are. And that's what the Empower Network, that's what the Victory Tribe is really bringing to the table. It's giving you the opportunity to finally succeed. And maybe you're one of those people that say, hey, well, you know what, I've really never done anything like this in the past. Don't worry about it. We have a step-by-step training, mentoring, developing system that can help get you to where you want to go. From point A to point B to point C, we have the training steps. The only thing that we need from you is for you to make a decision. Make a decision. The word decide, actually, the Latin root word means to cut off. Now, what I want you to do is that when you make that decision to go ahead and join us today by clicking on that button right beside the video player, I want you to decide to be here 90 days, 120 days, 180 days, 1 year from now. I want you to decide that this right here is where you draw that line in the sand and say, hey, you know what? I've had just about enough of what life has given me so far, and I want more. I need more. I want more. I deserve more. And even if you feel that you don't deserve more, as long as you have a passion for more, we can show you how to deserve it. We can show you how to upgrade that mental mind state that has been holding you back. Because quite frankly, success is a decision. As a matter of fact, what I'd like to do is go ahead and introduce you to my very, very good friend, a gentleman, a former restaurateur, who used to work 80-plus hours a week. If you know anything about the restaurant business, you know that's probably one of the toughest industries to be in. You really have to have the love for it because you work like a dog. That's really the plain and simple truth of the matter. I want you to say hello to a very good friend of mine, Nestor Ndome, and I want Nestor to go ahead and relate to us what were the decisions that he made in his own life, what were his thought processes that took him from being a restaurateur, an overworked restaurateur, to someone who is currently building a freedom-based lifestyle for himself and for his family. Nestor, how are you, brother?
How's it going, guys? Okay. Good, man. I'm doing good. I'm so excited to be here. You guys can hear me good, right?
Yes.
All right. So, good. Yeah. Thank you, John. That was a great introduction. Like you said, my name is Nestor Ndome, and you know, I'm really excited to be part of this movement right here. and yeah, like John said, I did have a restaurant, and a few years back, and I was working, you know, mad hours, but you know, it really didn't start like that. It started with a dream to be able to stay at home with my family at first. And when I read that book, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, it just turned something on me, inside me, that where I said, you know what, it is possible to you know, build your dreams and to be able to have that freedom lifestyle that a lot of people want to have. And so when I started this journey, I started to apply many of these teachings from Robert Kiyosaki. But I guess I did it the wrong way, because at the end of the day, I ended up creating a job for myself, and that's one of the biggest lessons that I learned from being in the restaurant area, is that, you know, even though I knew that creating and building a business was the answer to be able to free myself from the corporate world, free myself from having any type of job, I just really didn't realize that being a self-employed meant something different than being a business owner, right? Because self-employed is basically you're self-employed, you're working for yourself. And so when I built my restaurant, I started to have a little bit of success, but then I ended up working way more hours than I would have been working in a regular job, and actually making less money than working in a regular job. Because if you have ever been in a traditional brick and mortar business, you know that sometimes you have to work hours, hours upon hours, basically for free, because there is no boss who's gonna pay you. And sorry about that, my kids are right here playing. Like I said, I work from home. I'm a stay-at-home dad, so my older daughter is trying to take care of the younger one, and my wife's actually, which is great because now we're building the next step. My wife's actually going to school now. She's finishing her bachelor's. We're finally gonna.
I think the kids took him out. All right, guys. So when Nestor finally gets back on, he'll be able to go ahead and continue with his story. But that is symptomatic of the work-at-home lifestyle that we get to experience, that we get to enjoy. And I got to tell you, if that's the biggest problem, having kids running around in the background, yelling and jumping on the couches and all of that other stuff, when I compare that to office politics, to having to report to work at 7 a.m., having to have people even shouting all day long, I'll take that any day of the week. Yes, sir. Go right ahead, brother.
Did I get cut off?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. My internet and this whole day has been a little bit messy because my computer crashed, my internet's crashing, but that doesn't stop us, right? I mean,
that's right.
That's what it means to keep going, right? To be able to overcome any obstacle, because that decision you've made to be able to just go wherever you want to go is there, right? So very, very quickly, just to finish up my story, I ended up building a job for myself in this restaurant where I was working 80 hours a week and just enslaving myself to go home tired, not being able to have the energy my wife required from me, my kids required from me, and that created a lot of friction between us. So what ended up happening is that I knew something different needed to happen. I knew that there was a way, because I saw a lot of people having success. I saw a lot of people being able to do this, right? And I had to sit down and really analyze what I really wanted. And what I really wanted was to stay home. So I was like, you know what, this is totally crazy. I mean, this is just too much. Well, this is not what I wanted, right? This brick and mortar business. So I actually sat down and really clearly made a decision to sell the restaurant and really take my vision to the next level. And that's when basically I started to get introduced to the online world. And in reality, what I realized was that from the restaurant was that I really wasn't building traffic to it. And so I went online to look for ways to market better, right? Because I was going to Robert Kiyosaki's thing like a thief, and one of the things he said, he worked for Xerox, so he could learn how to sell. So I was like, you know what, I need to learn how to sell. I need to learn how to market. This is one of the biggest reasons why I'm not really having success in my life, is because something's wrong. So when I went online, all of a sudden I started to see this guy, right, who was having like all these people being attracted to him. He was like, he was living a life that I wanted, right, which was a life from home, and he was going to these events and people were commenting on stuff. So I reached out to him and I was like, hey, what are you doing? What is it that you're doing and stuff? And it just happened to be John Chapman right here, right? who actually was the man who I saw living the life that I wanted, right? And so he actually introduced me to the same system that we want you to get introduced to when you click on the button right there and join us in this team. And so when he introduced me to that thing, I went through the steps. I clicked that button like you're gonna do right now. I saw the video like you're gonna watch right now, and all of a sudden I just was inundated with all this new life that was basically just around the corner from me, that I didn't really realize that was there until I actually made a decision to to stop what I was doing before and look for something better and something new and really get clear on what I really wanted and get clear on the vision. And basically that's how I got to the point that I am right here. And as you can see now, all day, every day, I'm a stay-at-home dad now, full time. And right now, like I said, we're working on my wife's vision. She's working right now. We're working on her getting, so she can quit and so she can go to school full time. That's our family vision right now, so she can go full time. So that's what I'm making it. I'm making it happen. So if you want to basically lock arms with somebody in a team who's really moving forward, this is a team you want to be able to lock arms with, because we just support each other and in such a different way from anything else that I've seen in any industry that I've looked at. But that's basically a little bit of my story there, John. I don't know if you I missed a big chunk of the hangout because my computer did crash. But I don't know if you wanted to.
let me just point something out that you talked a little bit about, Nestor, or actually what you said. You said that you saw people having success. Okay? Now, what I love about that is that so many people really honestly believe, this is the kind of stinking thinking that most people have. Most people have the stinking thinking that, does it work, right? Can I be successful? Will I be successful? Does it actually work? And the truth of the matter is this: whatever, whether you're inside of our company or you're in another company, you have success stories all around you, whether it be with your products, whether it be with the services that you're promoting, whether it be with the business opportunity side that you have. The bottom line is that success is all around you. You've heard that term before, success leaves clues, right? So if you see people having success, then most people say, oh, that thing doesn't work, that thing doesn't work. Well, if it's working for them, why are you badgering yourself into thinking that it won't work for you, or will it work for you? See, when you start questioning yourself like that, what you're lacking is the mindset that you will have success. Because, like I said before, success is only a decision away. Success is just making a decision that you're going to be successful. Success is making a decision that you're sick and tired of living in a tight 2-bedroom apartment like I was, and you want to move into a 5-bedroom house. That's success. Success is, plugging into a system that will pay you what you're worth, right? Like John Chapman, I think he had, what was it, like a $7,000 week last week or something like that?
9,000.
9,000. Okay. Success is making a decision that you're going to have a $9,000 a week, right? So when people say, well, or when Nestor said, I saw people having success, it's possible. Possibility is right there. The question is, will you take advantage of the possibilities that are right in front of you? Are you going to step up and be the entrepreneur that you desperately want to be, that your family needs you to be? And are you going to do the things and show up inside of your business on a daily basis and do the things that actually work? And if you're doing stuff in your business right now that doesn't work, it's because you made a decision. You've made a decision this far. Till today, you've made a decision that you're not going to learn to do what it takes to be successful. Because if you made a decision to have success, you'd be generating leads and making sales. The reason why you're not generating leads and making sales is because you haven't made a decision to generate leads and make sales yet. And that's what's holding you back. That's what's holding you back. The fact that you have made a decision that you're not going to generate leads and sales. And therefore, that's why you're not generating leads and sales. Because generating leads is easy. Making leads, making sales is easy. Okay? But it only becomes easy when you make a decision that that's what's going to happen. That's it. When you make a decision to figure out not does it work, but how does it work? And you figure it out and you go and do it. And the great thing about our community and the system that we're using is that we have the how-tos. We have the mindset training that you need to make shifts inside of in your head that's holding you back from getting where you are to where you want to be. We have that here. John didn't accidentally he didn't accidentally have a $9,000 week. He had a $9,000 week because he made a decision that he was going to have a $9,000 week. He made a decision. And a decision, your success is a decision away. I keep saying it over and over and over and over again. See, you're not the product of your circumstances, right? You're not the product of your circumstances like Steve. You're a product of your decisions. Most of you keep waiting and waiting and wondering and trying to figure it out, and oh, this doesn't work, and you're complaining and you're whining and you're moaning and you're groaning and you're doing the things over and over that keep getting you 0 results. How much longer are you going to continue in that state? See, waiting hurts, right? Forgetting hurts, right? But not knowing which decision to take can sometimes be the most painful. And that's why we wanted to talk about decision making tonight, because it is in the moment that it is in your moment of decision that your destiny is shaped. Okay? It's in that moment that you make a decision that your total life can make a total 100% shift inside your life and your business. It's really that simple. So with that being said, I'm going to pass it back over to John.
Solid. Here's the deal, folks. You know what? The quality of our life is based upon the quality of our decisions. That is a quote from Tony Robbins, who is one of the foremost business philosophers and motivators and teachers in the world. Someone who has taught kings, presidents, CEOs, trader kings. I mean the whole nine. The guy he is one of my favorite mentors, and I really look forward to being able to meet him. A while back, in March of 2012, after 4.5 years working in corporate America, I was in a union, and I went into work, and I was advised, along with 189 of my colleagues, that we were going to be laid off because the corporation, a large HMO over here on the West Coast, had found a way to break up our jobs into 3 separate areas and pay the people that were going to take our jobs half of our hourly rate and not have to pay them the union benefits. Now, if you know anything about the unions out there, that is a sizable cost savings to the corporation, which of course went straight to the shareholders. Now, see, here's the thing about it. A decision had to be made at that point in my life. Now, I had to decide how I was going to take this. How I was going to take this corporation that I had just been through 4.5 years of blood, sweat, and tears for, coming in at 7 a.m., leaving at 7 a.m., leaving at 7 p.m. during our busy season, coming in on Saturdays, because I wanted to be able to provide my family with more than what I had when I was a child, and provide them with a better quality of lifestyle. I was a good employee. I was a very good employee. as were a lot of my colleagues. But yet, because the corporation is a corporation and they're looking out for their own best interest and not for that of my family, they went ahead and laid off 190 of us. And there I was, broke, busted, and disgusted. I had pennies to my name. What I did have was I made the decision to not be in that situation ever again. I made the decision that I would learn what I needed to learn in order to create freedom in my life. And actually, that same month, I made the decision to join the Empower Network. Now, that button on the right-hand corner of the screen, it says join the 21-day blogging challenge, and that's certainly part of what it is that we do. We will teach you how to blog about your passions. As a matter of fact, Lisa is an expert blogger, an expert in social media. We have some amazing, incredible training that is exclusive to the Victory Tribe that you'll learn more about when you make the decision to go ahead and join us today. But even more so than that, even the greater vision is that we're part of a company, the Empower Network, that quite literally can give you the opportunity to take back your life, to take back and to make a decision today to actually learn what it takes to create freedom in your life. Because what I can tell you is that from my own personal experience, from not having made any money online, from not, quite frankly, from not making any money for a very long time in anything that I had tried to do, in March of 2012, after being laid off, one short year later, March of 2013, thanks to the teachings, thanks to the strategies, thanks to the mentoring, the training, the developing, thanks to myself making an internal decision that enough was enough, in March of 2013, on March 30th, I was capping off my very first $10,000 month in online marketing, and I've been a top producer ever since. But why? Why did that happen? Well, it happened because I made a decision, and that's what we're asking for you to do today. Make a decision that you're going to go ahead and make the greatest investment that you could ever make. It's not going to be in real estate. It's not going to be in stocks and bonds. It's not going to be in the Forex market. It's not going to be in any one of those things, because those go up, those go down. The investment that we want you to make is an investment in yourself. Bet on you. Bet on you. Make a decision that you're going to go ahead and engage with us, that you're going to learn what it is that we have to teach you, that you're going to implement every day the step-by-step process that we will teach you. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be anyone who has ever created any type of success in anything that you've ever done. The only thing that we want from you is a decision to make it happen. We have everything else. We have the training, we have the systems, we have the company, we have the culture, we have the community. We literally have everything that you could possibly want or need in order to create success in your life. The only thing that is missing is your decision to make it happen. Your decision to stop being afraid at the end of the month. Your decision to actually live life on your terms and not on someone else's. Your decision to spend more time with the people that you love as opposed to the people that you have to be around at work. Your decision to create a freedom-based lifestyle. That's the opportunity that you have in front of you today. Whether you go and click on that button, join us today right now, or you get back to the person that either sent you an email, maybe called you up, or just maybe said hello on Facebook. The bottom line is that today is your day to make a decision to become more, to have more, to do more, and even to give more. And that, my friends, is the bottom line. Back to you, Lisa.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, we talked about income. We talked about money, right? So what I want to put out there really quickly is an income disclaimer. Results will vary. Okay, just because John made $9,000 in a freaking week, okay, gangster. Just because he made $9,000 in a week does not mean that you will. However, it is possible. So if you want to see our full income disclosure, there's a link somewhere on this page at the bottom. Now, $9,000 in a week is great. You know, it's beautiful, it's awesome, it's freaking rocks. It's icing on the cake. But working on your first steps is much more powerful than that. It's much more powerful than making, $9,000 in a week. Because you could be thinking to yourself, oh my God, I would die to make $9,000 in a week. And yes, anybody would die to make $9,000 in a week, right? But here's what you need to focus on first. Here's what you need to focus on. What you need to focus on is making enough money to pay your bills. Calculating what are your bills? What's your rent or mortgage? What do the light bills cost? What is the gas? You know, what is all the basic necessities, food, clothes, whatever. What is the basic things that you need? Excluding, not including child care. Because we already know that child care could cost, like, I don't even know how much $1,000 a month? I don't know how, per kid? Like, I don't know how, it's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Yeah. How much child care is, I have no idea. My daughter's 12-year-old. My child care days was over 8 years ago when I made a decision that I was going to figure out this online stuff, and I never went back to a job again. It was the decision that I made. So I didn't have to worry about daycare bills, right? So I don't want, when you do this calculation and this assignment, I don't want you to calculate, I don't want you to calculate childcare. I don't want you to calculate, work clothes. I don't want you to calculate food for lunch, right? That you would be spending, what, like $10 a day on lunch? I know when I lived in New York, a salad was $10, okay? A little salad was $10 for lunch. So whatever it is that you're spending at your job for lunch, in childcare, all the outside external stuff, maybe transportation to get to work, to and from work, right? All those external things, I don't want you to count that. What I want you to count is your basic necessities. That's the roof over your head, the food in your mouth, the clothes on your back, the immediate bills, that will keep your house running, right? Those are the things that I want you to calculate. And once you come up with whatever that number is, whether it be $3,000 or $5,000 a month, whatever it is that your basic bills are, I want you to work towards that number. I want you to working towards creating a residual income, that number. That number that you come up with is your first goal. That's the very first thing, because anything else outside of that, like the $9,000 a week that John was able to create for him and his family, all of that is icing on the cake. All of that is freedom money, okay? I want you to create, no, let me rephrase that. That's not freedom money. That's icing on the cake money, okay? Freedom money is calculating your bills, working towards getting to that point. So if it's $5,000 a month to cover all your bills that will allow you to quit your job, work towards that. Because once you can do that, then you'll have the freedom to work inside of your business longer hours. You'll have the freedom to stay at home with your family and be present, in their lives. You'll have the freedom to take 4 or 5 hour lunches like me and like the rest of the people on this path, right? You have the freedom to do exactly what it is that you want, instead of getting up every morning, doing the grind work of, traveling to and from work, going to sit in the cubicle like I did, or a construction site, or if you're a teacher or whatever it is that you're doing. You may love your job, but do you want to do that forever? And is it creating free? Is it holding you back from doing the things that you really want to do? Regardless of the fact that you may love your job, what about the things that you really want to do? Like spend more time with your family, or having enough money to travel somewhere to an exotic location, maybe Bora Bora or something. So I want your first goal to tally up your immediate bills. Can one of you guys put me, John, can you mute yourself out because I'm getting a feedback? Yep, perfect. To tally up your bills and to do whatever it is that you need to do to create that residual income, so that you can quit your job. And clicking on that button, I don't know where it is, maybe right here or right here, but on the right side of the page, however it is that you're watching this page, there is a button that says 21-day blogging challenge. Join now. You have 3 hours until midnight. At midnight, when that clock, in 3 hours, when that clock strikes 0, there won't be any more bonuses for you. And we're going to talk about some of the bonuses that we have inside, okay? I created a 4-video series to teach you how to find the prospects that are on the internet looking for you. One of the videos in there is how to use the blog to position yourself in front of the people that are looking for you. Okay? How to get your contact in front of hundreds or if not thousands of eyeballs. How to get your blog post in front of eyeballs where you're getting like a whole slew of comments and people opting into your pages, and you know they're looking at your offers and they're making a decision to buy, to the point where you're making 1 to 2 sales a day inside of your business. This is what we want to help you achieve. We want to help you brand yourself. We want to help you learn the mindset things that you need to become a success on the internet. And I don't know any other place, any other system out there that is on one of the most powerful blogging platforms that exists on the planet Earth, on the internet, I should say. Okay? It's one of the most powerful platforms. Why? Why do you even want to start blogging? Think about it like this. If you have been in the home-based business industry for quite some time, or maybe you're just getting started, right? Think about this for a second. I want you to think about creating a flyer. Okay, think about creating a flyer and you're trying to get leads offline and you're putting that flyer all around town, right? You're putting it up in the laundromats. You're putting it up on the bulletin boards at the supermarket. You're putting it up in cars. Maybe you're going to Barnes & Nobles and slipping it into the books that your prospects might pick up and read. Whatever it is that you're doing, right? Here's what's going to happen. Those flyers that you put out offline, people are going to come and tear it down. It's going to rain. It's going to get soggy. It's going to fall to the ground. It's going to disappear. And all the hard work that you put into putting up those flyers, it's gone and it's gone forever. And you have to do the grunt work, the grinding of going out there and putting up some more flyers so that you can get the word out about whatever it is that you have going on. Okay? What if you can create 1 flyer or 2 flyers or 3 flyers or 100 flyers or 1,000 flyers online, and every single flyer sticks on the internet forever? 5 years from now, 10 years from now, your flyer is there generating leads, making you sales. What is that called? It's called blogging. It's called creating blog posts. Your blog post is your flyer on the internet that is not going anywhere. It's not going to get taken down. It's not going to get rained on. Nobody's going to pull it, you know, down, and it's not going to disappear. Your flyer, your brand, your everything, your world. If you want to build a business online, if you want to create a brand for yourself on the internet, the only way to do that is with a blog. That's it. There is no other way. There's no other way. You can try going out there and spamming people, maybe create a Facebook fan page. That's cool too. But there's nothing like the power of a blog. Absolutely nothing. And now you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, great. I'll go out and get a free WordPress blog. Great. I'll go out and get a free Blogger account. Well, here's something, newsflash. Okay, here's a newsflash for you. You have products and services that you want to sell online, right? That you want people to buy from you. If you are an affiliate, like most of you on here are, right? And you have products and services or a business opportunity that you're promoting, like most of you are, right? If you go out there and get a free platform, guess what? WordPress doesn't like you. Blogger doesn't like you. They have every right to tear your site down if they don't like the content that you're creating. But when you own your own site, like the Kalatu site that we have, like the Kalatu platform that we have, well, now we're in business. Now we're in business because now you own it. You own it. It's yours. No one is taking anything down from you. Okay, no one. Now, also, another thing I want to point out is that if you went out there and you went out there to go create your own blog, right? First of all, it's going to take you a few years to create authority. Now, if you don't know what authority is, it just basically means that the search engines love, Google loves, the spiders that go out there and crawl your content for when people are going online searching for things that you have to offer. What's going to happen is if you don't have an authority site, and it's really hard to create an authority site, if you don't have an authority blog, they're going to put on the first page of Google, they're going to put people who do have authority blogs on the first page and not yours. But guess what? When you click that button that says 21-Day Blogging Challenge, you instantly get an authority blog. You don't have to worry about backlinking. And if you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. It's creating juice online. Trust me. Trust me on this. I've been blogging for years. I know what I'm talking about. You want to position yourself on this blogging platform. Okay? This is the blogging platform that you want to align yourself with. I don't know if WordPress or Blogger will even pay you up to $3,000 in commissions for referring people to use Blogger or WordPress. I don't know any other blogging platform that will pay you up to $3,000 by referring people to use the system. Do you? No? Okay. Then click on the link, click on the button right now, and join us and get inside of the 21-Day Blogging Challenge. It starts, now it's 2 hours now. Now it's 2 hours. You have 2 hours to click on the link, to get inside, to get in the, starting tomorrow morning, you can jump in on your day one on the 21-Day Blogging Challenge, right? You can get the 4 bonuses that we have waiting for you inside. That's going to help you create more traffic, more leads, and more sales for you and your family. Now remember, we talked about decision making. Your decision to click that button right there on the screen is yours. You can either click it and get involved inside of our community and create change in your life, or you cannot click it and keep getting the results that you're getting, whatever that is. The choice is yours. We would rather have you moving forward with us. Because guess what? Every single one of us in the Victory Tribe, every single one of us on this panel, we have a vision for you. We have a dream for you. And if you don't believe in yourself right now, we're here to believe in you until you can believe in yourself. We're here to give you the training and the resources and the tools and the systems to help you create change in your life. So if you want that, go ahead and click that 21-Day Blogging button and get signed up with us today. We'll see you on the inside. That being said, I'm going to pass it over to John and he can close it out.
Hey guys, here's the bottom line. We want to thank you for hanging in there. The bottom line is make a decision today. If you want a better lifestyle than that which you currently possess, then guess what? You have to do something different. You can't continue to do the same thing expecting different results. Einstein said that is crazy. That is not good business. That is not good sense. You have to do something different. What we offer, what our team brings to the table, is a very simple step-by-step approach by which you can go ahead and make that happen. It's happened for us. It can happen for you too. You start today. Make a decision to join our squad. Make a decision to upgrade your life starting today. Nice and simple. Go ahead and click the button, get started today. Get back with your sponsor, and we will see you on the inside. Okay? Ciao for now. See ya.